In today's presentation, we're going to examine some methods and strategies that you can use to find a peer-reviewed journal article. Pay careful attention to the videos and questions listed below, as you will need to bring a peer-reviewed journal article with you to class and be ready to discuss certain key features of it in a small group and with your classmates. All ready? Then let's begin. Before we get too far underway, let's take a moment to review some of what we learned so far in class. Peer review is when a researcher submits an article to an academic journal. The article is then reviewed by the researcher's peers, other experts who work in the same research area. These peers then review the article, judging it based on the quality and significance of its submitted research. Each peer, once they've finished reading and reviewing the article, then recommend to the journal editor whether to approve the article, reject it, or accept it with revisions being made by the author. When searching for your article, it's important to know that it has undergone this peer-reviewed process. We discussed in class some ways you can tell if an article has been peer-reviewed. These methods include examining the article itself for distinctive features, such as the article's history, author affiliations, and a bibliography. You can also check the journal or publisher's webpage. These often indicate if it is a peer-reviewed journal. Lastly, you may search for the journal in Ulrich's directory. This will indicate if a journal undergoes the peer-reviewed process. To find Ulrich's directory, first go to the University of Calgary library webpage, which you can get to by following the link on the slide in front of you. Once on this webpage, click on the Databases link right underneath the search bar to pull up the list of all databases you have access to as a University of Calgary student. Once on the Library Databases webpage, do a search for Ulrich in the search bar on the top right corner of the page. Once you select Go, it will pull up a link to the Ulrich's directory database. As you can see here, the Ulrich's directory is the second result listed. Click on the link outlined on the slide before you, and you will be prompted to log in with your IT username and password, and then you will have access to Ulrich's directory. This is an important tool for helping you determine if an article has been published in a peer-reviewed journal or not. Now that we've finished our review, it's time to move forward and find a journal article to use for Assignment 1. The rest of the presentation will focus on the tools, techniques, and strategies available to you to track down a peer-reviewed journal article to bring to class and use in your first assignment for the course. Your next step is to now familiarize yourself with the practice of finding a peer-reviewed journal article. There are two main resources that you will use for this assignment and throughout the rest of your career at the University of Calgary. These are the University of Calgary Libraries and Google Scholar. Let's now take a moment to get a little familiar with both of these search systems. First, let's take a look at the University of Calgary Libraries. Through the U of C libraries, you will have access to hundreds of journal titles and journal article databases that you can use to track down your peer-reviewed journal article for this assignment. When using the library, you'll be prompted to first log in using your IT username and password. Please examine the following video below the slide to familiarize yourself with the different search features available to you through the U of C library. Pay specific attention to the section later in the video that discusses how to find journal articles and using the journal article databases to track down a good article for you to use in this assignment. Another excellent resource at your disposal is Google Scholar. Before you start your search using Google Scholar, make sure you are using it through the University of Calgary Library to make sure you have full access to any articles that you find. You can access Google Scholar through the University of Calgary Databases system the same way you accessed the Ulrich's directory earlier in this presentation. Please view the following video now to familiarize yourself with Google Scholar and the different ways you can use that search engine to track down a peer-reviewed journal article. Now that you understand what peer review is, how to determine if an article has been peer-reviewed, and how to use the University of Calgary Libraries and Google Scholar, you will now find a peer-reviewed journal article. This article that you find will be used to complete Assignment 1, and please note that the article you select must be connected to one of the topics and themes described in the course syllabus. Once you have found your peer-reviewed journal article, please be prepared to bring the article with you to class in addition to answers to the following questions to share with a partner and small group. Be ready to answer these following questions. What is your journal article about? Specify the topic, authors, and the journal it was published in. What topic in the course syllabus does it connect to? How did you find your article? Specify the search terms you used and the database that you used. Is your article peer-reviewed? How do you know? Specify how you confirm that it was a peer-reviewed article, and bring these answers with you to class. For further assistance and guidance, you may also consult the Education Research Guide posted on the University of Calgary Library website. This guide is designed for students in the Bachelor of Education program and may be used for other tips, techniques, and strategies to help you in the research and writing process. We look forward to seeing you in class next week.